Be strong.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the fourth quarter of this school year. English 6, quarter 4, week 1. The topic is tenses of verbs. Before we start, I would like to request everyone to please subscribe for those who are not able to subscribe yet, and click the notification bell for more updates of videos. Thank you. Okay, kids, the objective: child should be able to compose clear and coherent sentences using appropriate grammatical structures or the tenses of verbs. Before we begin this week's lesson, let us first have a recall on the lesson that you have taken up when you were in grade 5. Let us read the passage below. Let us see if you can remember what the highlighted words are. Let us read. Philip is an incoming grade 6 pupil. He is very excited because finally it is his last year as an elementary pupil. He prepares all things that he will need for the next school year. He brought ball pens, notebooks, and papers. He decided that he will iron his clothes the day before the opening of classes. He excitedly puts his things inside his bag and kept it in his cabinet. A day before opening of classes, he covered his notebooks with plastic and pasted his name on his ball pens. After a week, the school year started. Philip woke up early and prepared his things. He did not forget to wear his face mask. He knows that he needs to wear it every time he goes to school. Philip is very excited, but at the same time, he is a bit afraid because COVID-19 is still there. Even though he felt that way, he still knew that he will learn a lot in school. Okay, look at the underlined and the highlighted words there. Okay, let us read the highlighted words. Prepares, brought, will iron, puts, covered, pasted, woke up, prepared, forget, will learn. Good. Now, analyze the table below. Notice that the verb you have read from the paragraphs above were categorized as to when the action happened. These are called verb tenses. Happened, happening, and will happen. Look at these words. Let us read these words from this first box. Brought, pasted, prepared, covered, and woke up. Sa happening, and the happening prepares, puts, forget, and will happen, will iron, will learn. Now, verb has multiple forms called tenses. These tenses are used to show when an action is done. In composing sentences using the tense of the verb, we need to remember the following. Okay, look at this tenses. What are the three tenses? The past, present, and future. These are the three tenses. Now, we just add D or ED to the regular verbs in the past. But of course, if it is irregular verbs, you have to change the spelling, right? And present tense, you have this be verb, is or are. And if it is singular, of course, we have to add s or es. We have rules here, and I know you knew that already about adding s or es to the present tense of the verbs if the subject is singular, like this. Okay? And of course, if it is singular, we use is, and if it is plural, we use are. These are the be verbs. Okay? And for the future tense, we add will plus verb or shall plus verb. But you know, children, what is the difference between will or shall? Will if the action is certain, and shall if the action is not certain. So let us read again the three examples given here. This is the past, irregular past, because the present for this is where, and we add s for this since the subject here, as we consider the subject is singular, so we use the s form of the verb. Now, if it is the future tense, of course, before the base form of the verb, you have to add will or shall. Do you understand? Good. Let us continue. Past tense are actions or events or feelings happened at an earlier point in time or already happened in the past. To change the verb in the past tense, just add ed, but if the verb ends with e, you simply add d. But for some verbs, they change their spelling when they are changed in the past tense, and they are called irregular verbs. As I said a while ago, that we have irregular verbs. What are the two kinds of verbs? We use this regular and irregular verbs, right? In the past. So, regular verbs, you have to add only d or ed. If it is irregular verb in the past, you have to change the spelling. You knew that rule already. Okay, example. Yesterday, the grade 6 pupils wore their face mask when they went to school. Look at this. This is the past tense or irregular verbs in the past. Okay? Then, how about present tense? Present tense are actions or events or feelings that are currently happening or repeatedly happens. If the subject is singular, we use the be verb is, or we simply add s or es to the action verb. If the subject is plural, we use the be verb are, and the action verb that we use will remain without adding anything on it, or we call that one as base form of the verb, without s or es, the original form of the verb. You got it? Okay. Another examples, look at this. Example, for the singular and for the plural. Okay? Philip wears his face shield when he goes out. Look at the underlined word. This is Philip, right? Philip is the doer of the action, or is the subject is Philip. And Philip is a singular subject. How about wears? Why is it that is the correct verb? Wears because if the subject is singular, of course, the verb is in the S form, or we call that one as S form of the verb, and we just add S for where, so it becomes where's, because the subject or the doer of the action is only one. So what will happen to the verb? With S. Okay. So Philip wears his face shield when he goes out. And this time, let us analyze the other sentence. The grade 6 pupils always wear their face mask in the school, in going to school. So what is the subject? Grade 6 pupils. And what is the verb? The verb there is wear. Very good. Now, how did you notice with the subject, the grade 6 pupils? Good. It is plural subject. And how about the verb? Yes, without S, because it is the base form of the verb. Meaning to say, if we use plural subject, take note of this. The verb must be in the base form. No S at all. No S or ES. Okay, let's go back here. For another example of singular subject with be verb is. Philip is an obedient citizen. He follows health protocols. Philip is singular subject. So, what is the be verb that we use? Yes, very good. Is it is, because Philip is only one. So, we use that be verb is. Okay? So, Philip is an obedient citizen. He follows health protocols. And this time, for the plural subject and the be verb are. Let us analyze the given sentence. Okay? Let us read. The grade 6 pupils are industrious. They regularly sanitize their room. What is the subject? Okay, the subject is grade 6 pupils. And what is the be verb that we use? Are. Why is it we use are? Because the subject is plural. And the be verb that we're going to use is are. Do you understand? Good. Now let us proceed to the future tense of the verb. Future tense are actions or events or feeling that will happen in the future. To change the verb into its future tense, just add will before the verb. Will or shall. Will if the action is certain, and shall if the action is not certain. Okay, right? So here, the grade 6 pupils will wear their face mask tomorrow in going to school. So, look at this. What is the future tense of the verb there? What is the verb there? Where, and because it is future, you have to add before the base form of the verb will. So the grade 6 pupils will wear their face mask tomorrow in going to school. You got it, kids? Good. And now, you can see here, start the learning task 2 and learning task 1. Now, so let us read first the learning task 1. Use the appropriate past form of the verb to make the sentence clear and coherent. Do this in your notebook. Okay, let us read. The first one is Isabella's mother noticed a great change in her attitude and work. Number 2, she know Isabella was a great student, but due to the current academic situation, she lags behind her classmates. Third, her mother talked to her to know her problem. Number 4, Isabella realized her mistake. She made up her mind to study harder. And the fifth one, she began to get high scores in the test and she received 3 academic awards last quarter. And for learning task 2, using the correct past form of the verb, you have to compose your own sentence. Write your answer in your notebook. Okay? So the verb there is notice, know, talk, realize, begin. Now, before we answer learning task 1, let us answer first learning task 2 because this is uh, more difficult than the learning task 1. Start with here, okay? Okay. Now, what is your answer for the past form of the following verbs? The first one is notice. Second one is know. Third is talk. Fourth is realize. And 5 is begin. And you have to, after answering the past form of those verbs, you have also to write or compose your own sentence regarding those verbs, okay? So, in this direction, you have to use the correct past form of the verb and you have to compose also your own sentence. Are you ready? Okay, let us start with number 1. Notice. What is the past tense of notice? Is it regular or irregular? Yes, it is regular verb. So, what is the answer for the first one? Okay? Let us answer. Of course, it is noticed. And how about number 2? What kind of verb is this? Is it regular or irregular verb? Yes, it is irregular verb. So what will be the correct past form here about know? So yes, well done, knew. And the third one, is it regular or regular verb? This is regular, so you have to add only ed, right? Talk becomes talk. How about realize? Realize is another example of regular verb, so it becomes realized. And number 5, begin. It is good. It is a regular verb. So what will you do? You have to change the spelling. So the correct answer for this, begin, becomes began. Okay? So now let us form different sentences. Let us compose different sentences. For this one, notice you have to compose your own past form. Past form, compose of your own sentences using those past form, okay? Now, so let us start. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay. So, this one, let's start here. So, I'm going to show you some samples, okay? The first one, the teacher noticed the struggles of the parents for the past few days. Okay, then we knew how to deal with those problems. And we talked to the parents already. Then the children realized their mistakes and they began to submit their outputs last Friday. So those are samples. Then let's go back to the learning task 1. Learning task 1, let us answer now since you already knew that the past tense of those words the same as the past tense for the learning task 2. Okay? So these are the correct answers. Notice, knew, talked, realized, began. And another one for make becomes made, and receive, this one becomes we just add D because it ends with E. So received. Got it? Good. Now for learning task 3, so we have to make sentences clear and coherent by choosing the correct present tense. Write your answer in your notebook. Let us read first, okay? Akila washes her hands regularly. She puts some alcohol in her hands whenever she can't wash them immediately. She drinks 8 glasses of water every day. She also takes vitamins to keep herself healthy. Akila wears her face mask every time she goes out of the house. So now let us answer this, okay? So since Akila is only one, what will be the correct verb here? Good! The correct answer is washes. Then because she is only one, the verb there with S, puts, okay? Then, because of the pronoun she, it means only one. So the correct verb is drinks, right? And another one, takes, okay? Then because Akila is only one, as I said a while ago, with S, the verb with S forms of the verb. Okay, so let us read with the correct answer, okay? Akila washes her hands regularly. She puts some alcohol in her hands whenever she can't wash them immediately. She drinks 8 glasses of water every day. She also takes vitamins to keep herself healthy. Akila wears her face mask every time she goes out of the house. Okay, another thing for learning task 4, direction. What are your plans? What are your goals or dreams? Where do you see yourself 10 years from now? Talk about your plans by means of writing a journal. Do not forget to use verb in the future tense. Then underline the verb in the future tense that you use in your paragraph. Do this on your notebook. So the title of this of your journal is My Personal Future. So write this one in a paragraph form. And you have to underline the verbs in the future tense. Okay? So that's your journal, writing a journal on your future, my personal future. Okay? So example here, I'm going to provide you some example here about my personal future. Example, I'm going to give you only 5 sentences. For this is only a sample, okay? So like this. 10 years from now, I will be a teacher. I will help my pupils to read and write. Then, what else? I will perform my job well. I will help my students to read and write, as I told you. I'll serve as a model of good behavior. I will inculcate and discover their young minds, their knowledge and skills they possess. To my parents and siblings, I will help and support them financially. Okay? So, na-double lang po. So, 10 years from now, I will be a teacher. I will help my pupils to read and write. I will perform my job well. I'll serve as a model of good behavior. I will inculcate and discover the young minds, their knowledge and skills they possess. And to my parents and siblings, I will help and support them financially. So this was double, so no need to copy this one. Okay? Good. So for learning task 6, direction, what you learned will be more meaningful once you applied it in your everyday life. Rewrite the paragraph about an experience on finally coming back to school and keeping oneself healthy and safe from COVID-19. So you're going to write the proper tense of verb to complete the sentences. Now, let us read this one first, okay? Altogether, our school, the verb there, open, blank, at 6:30 a.m. every day. Yesterday, during the flag ceremony, the principal taught blank. She reminded blank us the importance of wearing face mask, and she teach blank us how to wash our hands properly. Tomorrow, we will brought blank our drinking bottle because we will have a water bill. We will drink blank water every hour to keep us hydrated and to prevent COVID-19. We also wear blank our face mask every time we go to school. School, be verb, really exciting. Now, children, you have to rewrite the paragraph. There are verbs there, given verbs. All you have to do is to write the correct tenses of the verb to complete the sentences. Okay, are you ready to answer? Okay, let's start now. Our school opens. Very good. Why opens? Because it is school, only singular, right? Then, because of the word yesterday, so what will happen to the verb talk? The verb is taught with ed. And because it is also the past tense, what will happen to the verb remind? It becomes reminded. And how about teach? What will be the correct past tense for that? Okay, taught. Then this time, because of the signal word tomorrow, so it will be the future tense. So the correct answer here, it should be bring. And drunk becomes the base form of the verb drink. Will drink. And we also what? This time, because of the word every time, it means to say habitual action. What is the correct verb here? It should be wear only. Why? Because of the pronoun we that we use. And the be verb that we're going to use here is. Why? Because school is only one. Okay, now let us read once again with the correct verb. Okay? Our school opens at 6:30 a.m. every day. Yesterday, during the flag ceremony, the principal taught. She reminded us the importance of wearing face masks, and she taught us how to wash our hands properly. Tomorrow we will bring our drinking bottle because we will have a water bill. We will drink water every hour to keep us hydrated and to prevent COVID-19. We also wear our face mask every time we go to school. School is really exciting. Okay, do you understand now, kids? Very good. And for that, I would like to thank you for collaborating with this lesson. Thank you for your for understanding and for answering the given task. And again, children, I would like to request for those who are not able to subscribe yet, please subscribe and click the notification bell for more updates of video. Thank you so much, and God bless us all. Stay safe, everyone.